Minister canvasses capital punishment for rapists. Minister of Women Affairs Hajiya Imaan Suleiman has called for stricter sanctions, including capital punishment against anyone engaged in violence against women and girls in Nigeria. Hajiya Suleiman made the call in her speech marking the 2024 16 days of activism against gender-based violence on Monday in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital. She said tougher penalties against rapists would serve as a deterrent to perpetrators of such heinous crimes. The minister noted that the administration of President Bola Tinubu has zero tolerance for any act aimed at dehumanizing the female gender. This administration under President Bola Tinubu is committed to ensuring a safe society where women and girls can thrive and achieve their full potential, Hajiya Suleiman said. Also speaking at the occasion, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule assured that the state government has zero tolerance to any form of gender-based violence. The governor also threw his weight behind the proposal for a death sentence on the perpetrators of rape and defilement to serve as a deterrent to others conceiving or conniving plans to engage in what he described as devilish and barbaric acts. According to the governor, Sule, the state had a law in place that prohibits gender-based violence of any kind, adding that the legislation also spelled out appropriate sanctions for perpetrators. He therefore promised to continue supporting women and other vulnerable groups, especially victims of gender-based violence, to make their lives worthwhile. For her part, the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development in Nasarawa State, Hajiya Rufai, also called for more punitive measures against perpetrators of gender-based violence, even as she urged parents and guardians to ensure the protection of the rights of the girl child. This is an amazing report. For a while we've been actively discussing gender-based violence and its effect on the society and on women and girls. What are your thoughts on this story?
Oh, right. Considering the story we just went through now, we just go through. I think the gender-based violence is the protection of a female child is important.
Both men and women, boys and girls.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is it's important. But the one thing you must also consider is that the abuse is not only for women.
It's not only for women, yes.
So sometimes men also have that same experience.
Of course.
So, but the only way my concern is this death sentence. But sometimes people intend to take advantage of this and sometimes they can flame it up.
What do you mean flame it up?
Yes, in the sense that some ladies, the girls, some of them may try to use it as an advantage to set up somebody.
But do you agree that there are certain measures to ascertain when something is a rape case and when consent is given?
Yeah, in the sense that the measure way we can look at that is that when somebody is taking advantage of you without your consent, that can be termed to is a rape. But sometimes you can look at this issue now, some of the way the society we find ourselves, they may agree on the process. Suddenly, because of one misunderstanding, he starts screaming, this person has raped me, when it's not true.
But do you know that as a person, as an adult man, adult woman, if someone says no, even when the act has started, or you're meant to stop?
Somebody said no. When the act has started, you're meant to stop. Yes, true. But sometimes, men can be stubborn.
Then that terminates
at
to
that
rape
point
in
in time. It is a situation you can say this is a rape, based on the environment where they find themselves.
Exactly.
If it's on the road, maybe it's on the road, maybe along, maybe in a truck road, it's just a lady being screamed at somebody, leave me, all those kind of things, and that can be termed as rape. But if they are in a confined environment where the both of them has made arrangement and they find themselves there, maybe one or two disagreement came up based on the arrangement, you didn't meet up what we agreed, that some of them can take advantage of that and say, he raped me.
Mr. Handover to God, I want to ask you something. Do you know that rape happens in marriages? A husband can rape a wife. Do you know that is a thing?
That's the area I'm coming.
Okay.
When the disagreement, husband, there's no way a husband can rape his wife or a wife can rape his husband. The only thing that comes when it comes to the issue of husband and wife has issue of saying my husband raped me or my wife raped me is because they have misunderstanding. They didn't agree on terms. There's something they have decided to. Maybe there's an arrangement that one party has not met, and so that cannot be termed to a rape because it's his wife. At the same time, I'm coming. At the same time, if a husband, for instance, the couple, and some men like it every day, at a point maybe the wife is say, no, I don't need it today. But that should not be termed as rape, or like the death sentence are putting it there.
I want to ask you, what is consent to you?
The consent is something you do with my full knowledge.
Right.
I'm giving you my approval.
Exactly. That is permissible.
It's permissible.
Exactly.
So I'm not in. Sometimes they say I'm not in.
So if a husband and wife were laying side by side, and the husband said, I'm not interested, and the wife forces herself on the husband, you don't think that is rape?
In this case now, this issue, gender...
No, I just wanted to clear this up before we go fully into the story.
What you're saying is husband and wife.
Between a husband and wife, do you know that there is marital rape? Do you or do you agree?
It happens based on disagreement. Based on this one.
Why do you think marital rape stems from a place of disagreement?
For instance, as a married woman, as a couple,
yes,
if as a husband you are not giving your wife the necessary attention, and you always want to have her, she can decide to deny you.
Do you think attention
at that point in time, she'll tell you, I'm not interested.
Okay.
And based on our culture, what to say is my right. And that point, she's not ready for you, and there's agreement. There's a conflict, sharp conflict.
Right.
The wife may decide to say, you can't have it, and the husband wants to prove right. At that point in time, you can term it as rape. But in the nutshell,
what are we putting in the
considering
nutshell? What are we putting in the nutshell? What are we putting in the nutshell?
So, the reason why I'm saying all this is because the penalty, death sentence, I think that should not be applicable to husband and wife.
Why?
Because one, there's an agreement before they come together as husband and wife.
Is there anything like smaller rape or bigger rape?
There's no smaller, there's no bigger rape.
Exactly. It falls all under the umbrella.
All rape is rape.
As it were, yeah.
As for couple, I don't call it rape. It's marital conflict. They can settle it.
Do you know that someone can wake up in the morning and say, I'm not in the mood for coitus for a week?
If somebody wakes
Because if you marry an adult, do you understand me?
Yeah.
You marry an adult, you expect the adult to be sensible enough to make decisions for themselves.
Of course.
The right to thoughts, the right to decision lays on an adult. Now, I don't even want to be saying a man coming on a woman. I want to be telling you that what does it look to you if a man says, I'm not interested in coitus for a week? Okay, let's use you're a pastor. Let's say a man is fasting. This is church. I'm fasting, dry fasting for 1 week. And your wife says, no, musts. And the man is saying, no, there's something I'm expecting from God. And the wife forces herself on the husband. You don't think that is rape?
It's not rape. I don't call it rape, no.
I need you to give that a turn.
The issue is this. You know, before we talk about religion, before God.
I had to talk about fasting.
Before God. For a couple, as a pastor, maybe as a Christian brother or a Christian sister, married couple that are boldly born again.
Right.
For you to go into fasting, it must, and say, this is it. I want to be 7 days, 3 days, 4 days. You must have your wife consent. Say, with this period of time, please give me permission. I want to be alone. Your wife must agree with you.
Your wife must agree.
But if your wife or your husband disagree with you at that point, say no. If you want to do it one day. I can't wait all this while. Number one, you need to give her reason to believe, because at that point, there is nothing that is bigger than your marriage.
Right, very well. I might straight to my next question coming from the story. Do you think that this, death sentence or death penalty, as it were, is a good enough charge for people that commit rape?
On that note, to me, my suggestion to that is what I would like to say concerning the death sentence or the death penalty. For that to be carried out, there must be thorough investigation to be sure. Because this matter of death sentence, a lot of people are going to be set up. I must tell you the truth.
So how do you think the judiciary or the security agencies, how do you think they should play it to a certain,
in this case now,
beyond reasonable doubt that someone is deserving
to
of
this
the death
matter
sentence?
now,
Yes.
a lot of innocent people are going to be victims. I'm in the sense that A young girl may just hate you for no reason because you approach it.
Why are you the only person she will pick up to say you raped her?
The reason is this. She may be waiting. Maybe she be warning you. I don't like your coming close to me, for instance. And you feel as a man, you need to go for the woman. You feel you need to.
You just pulled me back to consent again.
So you keep going. At a point in time, she won't be warning you. Please, I don't like this kind of rough playing around me. Please stop it. I don't say I don't like it. I hate you. At a point in time, if you like trying to get her consent, at a point she may decide to flame it up and say, I have been warning him, he refused. Today I just passed and she just decided to grab me and you scream. At that point in time, she may be standing with you talking. As soon as you see some persons that she believes she's screaming, they will come around and ask what happened. She will just start screaming. So in this matter, for the death sentence to take place, they will have to investigate it very well.
All right.
Because a lot of enemies...
But do you think for people that are guilty, a death sentence is good?
I don't think death sentence...
Given the rise to... Just give me a second. Given the rise to the fact that nowadays, lots of children, young children... Actually, there's a victory on one of all those kind of cases recently. I think the guy got charged yesterday. He was actively raping a student he was teaching. An 8-year-old child. 4 years. Do you think such a person, people that do such things, deserve the capital punishment?
Of course, because number one, he's trying to destroy the future of that child. Two, he's not just doing it for pleasure, he's a wicked person. He has other motive for behaving that. Like it's almost an instance now. You can take advantage of somebody that is not of age. If somebody you feel, if this person, you have this, that's about the concern. But if this person is on that, sometimes some of these young teenage, they do certain things based on influence. Maybe the other person, the female, maybe the other person is older than, I don't know how to say no. And trying to say no, maybe he's trying to, sometimes he keep on pressurizing that teenage. At a point in time, you find out, I just do it, he has been disturbing me, and that alone can be tempted to rape. Because number one, the person we are doing this thing does not even know it's left and right. Understand now? Like that of the previous story we just heard, that person, that teacher, whatever, deserve severe punishment. Because if he does not, if this death sentence is actually to cop wicked people, people who are like meant in doing this kind of rubbish. Because if there's no death sentence, if there's no drastic punishment, people will think it is a normal thing. They will keep doing it. Evil will continue. But to me, there are some issues in this case that I think will be maybe mild, in the sense that...
How do you mean mild? Is there a way that rape is mild?
At times.
Even if the lady is 50. Sometimes people go for robbery, break into someone's house to rape an older woman.
Those are the evidences. That have clear evidence you can. At that point in time, that one, you don't need to even ask what next to do. Right. Because sometimes, even like robbery, the people go that go into robbery and then end up, maybe find the wife of the woman or whatever, they just feel, decide to take advantage. They also see a wickedness at that point in time, because that thing that happened, that issue of rape, leaves a lifetime trauma in the life of the victim. The victim. So this kind of issue now, there should be a serious penalty. So to it.
I got something from what you just said about how they need to be certain before someone is charged.
Yes.
What measures do you think should be put in place to be certain? One, by security agencies, by the judiciaries proving beyond reasonable doubt. What effort do you think our systemic personalities, our government, our judiciary, our security agencies should put in place so we don't pin death penalties on the wrong people?
Number one, why I think they should do it, number one, if anybody is complaining issue of rape, there must be proofs. That can, there must be weakness, evidences that this thing actually happened.
Oftentimes, this happens behind closed doors.
It happens behind closed doors.
I can't remember. I think last 2 weeks, there was a story about a girl. Now, this girl is 14, and she was gang raped by 8 teenagers.
Of course.
Right? And these teenagers haven't gang raped the chick, kind of made a video of this girl when the act was going on. That is evidence. Now, I want you to look at it from this perspective that there was no video. How does this girl tell the story that these 8 boys raped me for you to believe?
You know what? Somebody who is a victim of anybody, somebody who is if a victim gives a statement or what happened to him or her.
Right.
The magnitude of how he presents his matter, even without you will know that this person is in pain. That what they did to her or what they did to him, he really felt it. Somebody who is flaming it up, the way you present, you will know.
Are you saying that we should judge rape victims by emotions?
Not really by emotion. Actually, sometimes, no, if it's a female, there's a way the medical thing, they go through medical aspect to check. There's a way they can identify that this person actually goes through severe, just like when somebody's taking cocaine, hard drugs. And by the virtues of tests and all those things, you can discover that this person has high level or mild level of this substance inside. So the same thing goes to when one is raped. Understand now? There's no, there are doctors that are specialized for that.
To find
when they carry out, they will know this person. Just like somebody who have maybe a lady who have an abortion and is claiming that I have not had abortion before. When you approach a doctor who is like anatomy, easily will know that this person
had an abortion,
as indirectly or directly.